Right, pleasure to have you on board for the authoritative, bold and incisive bulletin, Maisha Prime News. I'm here to inform you on the latest news from the country and beyond. There is a lot lined up for you, including our education and My Hustle segments coming up.
For the past 8 consecutive years, documented by the UN to be the hottest years in recorded history, each new year has been hotter than the previous year. The whole world is reeling from the staggering impact of climate change.
This is a matter which has been in the public domain for many years. And a chair, co-chair members, we are now at a point where we need to stamp authority.
Kama soko iko na uchafu wanaongea na nani? Na gavana. Kama ni basari wanaongea na nani? Na gavana. Kama hospitali ina dawa wanaongea na nani? Na gavana. Kwa hivyo kutoka leo hata ukienda hospitali usiku uone kuna shinda, tafadhali ya gavana ndiye mwenye kazi.
Right, welcome. My name is Rida Chebet Kering. President William Ruto has said the carbon credits market should benefit communities fighting the adverse effects of climate change. He said Kenya is already a leader in the generation of carbon credits in Africa, accounting for over 20% of the continent's volume over the past 5 years. The president noted that a portion of proceeds have been invested towards funding clean cooking and solar home systems, as Millicent Luamba reports.
President William Ruto has said the carbon credits market should benefit communities fighting the adverse effects of climate change. He said Kenya is already a leader in the generation of carbon credits in Africa, accounting for over 20% of the continent's volume over the past 5 years.
For the past 8 consecutive years, documented by the UN to be the hottest years in recorded history, each new year has been hotter than the previous year. The whole world is reeling from the staggering impact of climate change. The spread, scale, and frequency of disasters like hurricanes, typhoons, wildfires, and heat waves, melting sea ice and glaciers, droughts and desertification, floods and rising sea levels in numerous regions of all continents indicate that humanity is confronting unprecedented devastation on a global scale.
The president noted that a portion of proceeds have been invested towards funding clean cooking and solar home systems. He was speaking on Tuesday in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, during the launch of African Carbon Market Initiative (SCMI).
We signed a framework agreement for collaboration on the development of sustainable green industries in Kenya with an investor to produce 30 gigawatts of green hydrogen in Kenya. There exists opportunities in Kenya to produce 20 gigawatts of wind power, 10 gigawatts of geothermal electricity, and being at the equator, considerable amount of solar energy. Green energy production opportunities are vast in Kenya and throughout Africa. In the East Africa alone, for example, there exists sufficient hydroelectric potential to produce 100,000 megawatts, and if properly exploited, could generate enough clean energy for the whole of the continent. Instead of struggling to power industrialization using dirty energy, which is costly and destroying our planet, we want to make a case for developed economies to decarbonize their production by directing industrial investments to Africa and making use of clean energy to manufacture for the whole world.
President Ruto noted that Kenya was committed to working with initiatives such as SCMI in expanding carbon markets and carbon credit opportunities in our country. He said the country will be generating more than 30 million tons of carbon credits annually, earning incomes and creating green jobs for the youth.
The affected communities endured disruption for their livelihoods, losing homes, grazing lands and farming fields, while social amenities like schools, health facilities, markets, fish landings and processing facilities, once thriving hotels, curio shops, resorts and lodges, electricity lines and water supply and sanitation units were swallowed by water bodies. Loss and damage must therefore be addressed with a level of seriousness which demonstrates fairness, urgency, and consideration.
However, the president said it is vital that there are carbon markets that work for Kenyan and African communities. He said currently about 80% of the value of some carbon credits are captured by intermediaries.
COP26 established the Glasgow Dialogue to formulate funding arrangements for measures to prevent, mitigate, and remedy loss and damage associated with adverse effects of climate change. Loss and damage is not an abstract topic of endless dialogue. It is our daily experience and the living nightmare of millions of Kenyans and hundreds of millions of Africans. A phenomenon of rising water levels in Rift Valley lakes was experienced in Kenya in 2020 and generated humanitarian crisis of unprecedented levels. Approximately 75,000 households were displaced in 13 counties, with a total population of 379,000 requiring urgent humanitarian assistance. Kenya's next significant export will be carbon credits. This is why we call for simplified, more transparent carbon market systems that directly benefit communities and not just intermediaries.
Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Right, Millicent Luamba, they are bringing us that report. And Kakamega County Governor Fernandez Barasa is for the second day on Tuesday, appeared before the EACC detectives for another round of questioning over the 18 billion shillings payout for a power transmission line in Turkana. The county chief had spent the better part of Monday answering questions over the contract that saw the taxpayer pay over 18 billion over the delay in construction of the transmission line for the electricity generated through the Lake Turkana wind power. The governor defended his role in the contract. Cheptumba Sharon with more.
Barely 2 months after taking the oath of office, Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa has found himself on the ethics and anti-corruption radar. Governor Barasa arrived at the EACC headquarters for grilling over corruption allegations during his tenure as CEO of the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, KETRACO.
Today I decided to heed the call by EACC just to clarify on a few issues regarding the project which I am very happy to be associated with. That is Lake Turkana Wind. This is a project that put Kenya on the global map, where we were generating 310 megawatts of power. And KETRACO, as the transmission company, was the one that was implementing this project, which I can confirm that despite the hard terrain of 435 kilometers, we delivered the project in a record time.
According to the EACC, the full market Ketraco CEO recorded a statement in regard to a suspect fraudulent transaction said to have been paid to Lake Turkana Wind Power for a project in Marsabit. The money was paid to a private investor due to dealers in connecting the Lake Turkana Wind Power to national grid. The process of issuing the tender for that bid and the subsequent implementation of the contract is what now has the newly minted Kakamega governor before the EACC investigators.
During project implementation, definitely you may have challenges because we had a contractor from Spain who was terminated because of bankruptcy, and I'm very proud as a Kenyan that we did the right thing to terminate a contractor who's bankrupt, and then we got a contractor who delivered the project on time, that is in 7 months. So as I stand here, I'm a very proud Kenyan that I managed to deliver a project that seemed impossible in a record 7 months. That is on 30th of August 2018. As we speak right now, we are now getting electricity from wind from Lake Turkana because of the transmission line, which I was the key person implementing the line.
Members of parliament questioned his resignation, which came 2 months before the expiration of his tenure in April. They also sought to unravel how over 600 million shillings in excess was allegedly paid to Lake Turkana Wind Power, and other millions of shillings were paid to the wrong accounts. National Assembly's Public Investment Committee report shows that Ketraco contracted a Spanish company Isolax to undertake the construction of the line in 24 months, with stiff penalties for failure to deliver within the set timelines. The company, however, ran into challenges, resulting in the 3 extension and eventually termination of the contract. Tracker eventually contracted Nara Group Corporation and Power China Engineering to complete the project, but that delay of 32 months came to a heavy cost of the taxpayer.
So far, there are many officers who are being invited here. So it's not a Baraza Fernandez affair. And that's why I just wanted to confirm that this is not a Fernandez Baraza affair. It is not political. There are many officers who have come here. My former PS was here. The acting CEO was here. And many other officers will come here to clarify the issues with regard to project and the role they played in the project. I think that is okay for now, because I know you guys were eager to hear from me. And one thing I can confirm to you is I'm ready anytime I'm called here to come and clarify issues. I'll definitely come. But there's no point of worrying to my supporters, because as a public officer, I believe in accountability. So there's nothing to worry about. So.
Also, former Energy Principal Secretary Joseph Njoroge, who served as a PS in the docket, has already been grilled. Barasa resigned as Ketraco's boss in February this year to contest for Kakamega governor seat, which he won. For Maisha Prime, I'm Sharon Chepchumba.
Thank you, Sharon Chipchumba. And the National Police Service Inspector General nominee Japheth Koome has placed his net worth at 89.9 million shillings in revelations made during his vetting on Tuesday. Koome was appearing before the National Assembly Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Affairs and the Senate Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. He told the Joint Committee, co-chaired by Narok West MP Gabriel Togoyo and Baringo Senator William Cheptumo, that his anticipated income emanates from dairy farming and farming.
Corruption, a chair, a co-chair. You know, this is a matter which has been in the public domain for many years, and a chair, co-chair members, we are now at a point where we need to stamp authority. things cannot continue as issue. At this level, I think we have seen it all. But there is a country for the generation to come. We are going to leave this country to future generation, to our children. We have reached a point where there has to be a conversation. And the chair, if you allow me to serve as an Inspector General, we have no option. And this is what I've been doing at the college. Talking to the recruits, the 2,900 I have now in the college, the promotional courses I have at the college. Every morning, this is subject we deal with. We don't teach corruption at all. You know, how one can be corrupt. Maybe we teach officers how to fight corruption, but not to be corrupt themselves. And the college is corruption-free zone. The chair, co-chair members, we must take the bull by its horns. I will start with the identification. I'm here in uniform and with my two names. Any member of the public, any Kenyan can identify me. Chair, co-chair, members, if you approve my nomination, not a single day you find me without the two names here. That is the commitment. And that is what I expect. If the Inspector General, just in case you allow this nomination, just in case you approve this nomination, if the Inspector General will be all through with his name tag, I expect the same with my officers. They should be able to be identified by members of the public. If you allow my nomination, I intend to have a discussion with the service commanders.
And now to matters education. Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu now says the government will not stop the University Capitation Fund. Speaking in Kiambu Institute of Science and Technology, CS Machogu said his sentiments at Dedan Kimathi University were taken out of context, adding that he advised all public universities who are able to find ways of generating more income to do so in order to meet their other needs.
I want to assure our universities that the 50 billion and the other 15 billion to the Higher Education Board, this is ring-fenced, and nobody is interfering with that money. Even the cost-cutting measures that are being undertaken with other sectors of the economy for education, all the funds as allocated by Parliament are ring-fenced. So I want to make an appeal on the issues, funding to universities, and I want to make a clarification. Nobody ever said, I repeat it here, that university funds are going to be done away with. No. I think it's better we get the entire story. For those of us who were in Dedan Kimathi, what we said is yes, government is supporting universities, and the government will be able to continue supporting universities through capitation and even infrastructural funds.
Now to matters health. Health Cabinet Secretary Susan Wafula paid a familiarization visit to Kenya Medical Supplies Agency KEMSA at Embakasi in Nairobi. During the tour, the CS called on the board to increase efficiency at the agency. Let's listen in.
My priorities in the ministries, we promised people on the campaign trail that we are going to achieve universal health coverage, and that is what I really intend to do. Therefore, one of the things that I'm doing actually is to achieve operational efficiency. And as you know, operational efficiency doesn't cost much. And for now, that is the low-hanging fruit that I'm driving towards in all the strategic institutions, KEMSA being one of them, and the NHIF the other one, and all the others. We shall work together towards achieving that. The discussion that we have dwelt on is the need of KEMSA to prioritize and give an advantage to local manufacturers, because as a country we are geared towards promoting local manufacturing, especially for pharmaceuticals. And KEMSA as a strategic partner, then we expect that the management moves into that direction in ensuring that they are able to buy locally, and by so doing then we hope that then we shall be able to bring down the cost of healthcare in this country. And and I hope nobody is going to ask me about COVID billionaires, because together with the board and the management we have agreed on what they need to do, and we are going to use technology in ensuring that everything that is done here operational wise is transparent and there's accountability. And for those businessmen and women outside there who are looking to do business with KEMSA, you are welcome, but just know that we are going to move digitally. And therefore we are going to put in public. Anyone who thinks they are going to become billionaires or millionaires, the public will be able to follow through online to see how they are achieving their billions or their millions. Is improvement on operational efficiency, that we are able to increase our order fill rate from the current 56%, and we have a target to get to at least 80%, and we are hoping to achieve that in the next few months.
Right, and the Employment and Labor Relations Court has directed striking Kenya Airways pilots to call off their industrial action and resume work on Thursday at 6 a.m. Lady Justice Anna Ngibuini Mwaure, in a ruling delivered on Tuesday, also directed the KQ management to allow the pilots to do their duties without harassment or disciplinary action pending determination of the matter.
We'll be looking at the file to see what are the issues that have been raised, and for the time being the pilots are safe. You are not in jail. I will retreat and look at the file, but at the same time I have asked your councils and the pilots and KQ to talk, because if we don't talk we can't get anywhere.
My lady, the orders are in pursuit of the petitioner's application for contempt that is dated the 6th of November 2022. My lady, the orders seek to hold the officials of the restaurant in contempt of this court for failure to comply with the court orders of 31st October 2022.
Away from that, the United Democratic Alliance UDA has thrashed claims that the party's allied MPs are planning to repeal the presidential two-term limit. The President Ruto-led party dismissed claims by Fafi MP Salah Yakub as a product of the legislator's fertile imagination. The party also distanced itself from the MP's claims that a bill to extend the presidential time limit was being drafted. According to the MP, the contentious bill would seek to cap the presidential age limit at 75 years, replacing the current two-term limit that went into effect ahead of the 1992 general election. According to Article 142 of the Constitution, the President shall hold office for a term beginning on the date of the inauguration and ending when the person next elected president is sworn in. The 2010 constitution said that no person may serve as president for more than 2 terms.
And ongoing developments in the country, including pronouncements by top leaders of the UDA administration, point to a country that has started on a wrong footing and is steadily sliding into the depths of lack of leadership. A few days ago, the newly appointed Cabinet Secretary for Education, Mr. Ezekiel Machogu, out of the blues, announced that the government will stop financing university education.
They must operate through their ministries. They must do things the way government was known to be doing things. The way things Kenya Kwanza is doing now is not the way government operates. Because everyone, like some disgruntled militia, is giving roadside declaration anywhere and anyhow.
He had better put his men and women in order. They should not just go yapping everywhere. We need a cohesive society, as it were. People have come from a very grueling election, and what we need right now is one Kenya with working leaders.
To be in front of a camera watching a busy newsroom and being in a television studio was part of every journalism student list. Students of Nalondo Girls High School got this opportunity when they visited Maisha television studio on Tuesday. Let's have a look.
We have the St. Joseph's Nalondo Girls.
The TV studio gives students a chance to explore the remarkable detail, skill and craft that went into making an incredible news. On Tuesday, St. Joseph's Nalondo Girls Secondary School paid a visit to Maisha Television Kenya studios in a bid to explore how a media house operates.
Here we are, the journalists from St. Joseph's Nalondo Girls High School. I'm based in Ongesa. We have been like to thank our principal, Madam Isabel, for the work I've done for Nalondo Girls. We really thank the Maisha Television for welcoming us in such a way that we wouldn't expect.
Tutoring and mentoring sessions for students were conducted by Maisha TV staff to teach and develop creative and technical skills in the future journalists who are eager to join the profession after their tertiary skills. In the editorial department, the students are taught major skills in news gathering, adherence to the editorial policy and the journalistic skills. In the production and programming departments, the learners were familiarized with the operations of the TV station. After the session, the students showcased their talents in various sectors, with the talk shows highlighting the biting drought that has so far affected over 20 counties, giving ideas on measures that the government should consider to end the disaster.
We have been working with this club for the last 2 years. We have been working around our schools. We have also working around the police stations around us, hospitals and streets. We have been working to ensure that the environment around us is kept clean. However, in our country, Kenya, we are blessed with fertile soils, specifically in the western regions. And so, we are here to advise farmers, those who can afford high income, to plant crops such as maize, and those who can't afford, they can plant crops such as sorghum, cassava and pumpkin that require low inputs, require short period of time to mature.
My name is Lavenda Kaziga Magomere from St. Joseph Nalondo Girls, and I'm also the member of Environmental Club. In our school, we had the nursery bed, and we have also planted the trees. It's now acting as a fence and also providing shade. So I'm looking forward, if given a chance with my fellows, to go maybe in the northern part of Kenya. We can go there and plant trees, and also to educate people there on the importance of planting trees.
They also showcase their skills and knowledge in geography studies.
I'm Diana Nafula. I'm Valentine Soda. And I'm Michelle Mabonga. We're here to take you through a topic called internal landforming processes. In Anna each, we're going to discuss about earth movement. And earth movement is the movement of crustal rocks caused by tectonic force operating and originating in the interior of the earth. Due to different gravitational force, Pangea broke down into two, Gondwanaland in the south and Laurasia in the north.
The two further ruptured and distributed apart, forming 6 continents.
The teachers who accompanied the students appreciated Clear Soul Africa Technologies for the opportunity and the warm welcome, expressing satisfaction with the day's activity.
Thank you very much. Today we have visited Maisha TV studios with our students from BAMBA girls, and we got a very, very good reception. We thank you very much for mentoring our students. I hope and think that they have really gained from their experience here. So once more we thank you.
Sawa kabisa, naitwa Max Miu, Kuya and Rescue Team Organization CEO. Leo tumeungana na wanafunzi wa Nalondo Girls ili waweze kutembelea station ya Maisha TV kwa kupata experience on side of journalism and the other activities that pertain the side of media. And we salute the Maisha TV fraternity for accepting our plea, for accepting our requests, and have given us an opportunity. We shall keep on empowering by partnering with different schools.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television. Kenya is hosting the heads of a national drug law enforcement agencies conference, where heads of these agencies in various African countries have met to mitigate the soaring use and abuse of drugs in Africa. The conference, organized by the National Authority for the Campaign Against Alcohol and Drug Abuse, is aimed at searching for a solution to Africa's drug problem. The NACADA CEO, Victor Okioma, has called on leaders to join in the fight to stop the peddling of drugs, which he says is an enormous threat to future generations.
African countries were identified as transit routes for illicit drug trafficking, destined for markets in Europe and America. However, the region has since become a destination to these drugs, which explains growing presence of narcotic drugs and new psychoactive substances in our communities. Regrettably, the situation has continued to a worrying increase in substance use disorders and mental health concerns, hence straining the already burdened health sector.
So we have parenting, positive parenting programs. We have workplace programs where we sensitize people. We do surveys and share with the workplaces about the challenges they are facing, and we give them the figures, and we tell them to come up with the policies on how to address those kind of problems and programs to address those who are affected.
Most member states worldwide of the United Nations agree that the policies that we have in place are right, but that we have not done our good job in implementing what we've committed to do. So we need to increase the implementation rate of all those commitments that have been made, and I think that's what we're here today also, to see how the implementation can be improved.
Right, time for a break. I'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
Let the master of those beacon putters know they will not get away, and we want the government to punish them. They should be in jail by now, coming to interfere with the deaf children. We want the government to take note that the society will do all what it can to protect the interests of deaf children and all those disadvantaged children. It is the responsibility of the government and the Kenyans of goodwill to take care of those children who require to be taken care of.
Getting correct content from TV has never been easier for many viewers. But with Maisha TV, we make it simple and accessible to access information. education and entertainment at a button press on your remote control. And with our multimedia cool integration, you will never suffer again with low-level broadcasts around. We are professionally designed to work well on your TV screen. So now, let's get it on. Just choose it, watch it, and love it. Our viewers, see a better tomorrow. Our viewers value education. Our viewers dream big. Maisha Television, broadcasting to the people who see a better tomorrow. Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
Classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming. Coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you about the
No. The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameweza kuwapa uhuru watoto wao na ndiposa
and local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha Television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it. This is the place where it all happened. The stories that continue to change our country.
And at present we have got one student who is now at a BBC World Service working.
These are the faces we see.
Business studies.
Is Madam Susan Masaba.
Walter Usolo, Shem Milembo.
The voices we hear.
Glad you're tuned in. You're still tuned in to Maisha TV now every day here on Maisha Prime News. We air feature from different schools across the country
that have revolutionized society through education. This is who we are. One channel, one bulletin. Masomo News Live. Join us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for Masomo News Live, exclusive to Maisha TV. A strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey, but a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Join Irene Mumbo Bushebi and Rita Kering on Prime Women Talk every Wednesday from 8 p.m. exclusive to MTV.
Good
morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is live at Hammersmith.
Barcelona is live from Damascus. We're on the doorstep.
For Maisha TV.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Trusted news, trusted sources, trusted dissemination of information.
Protect by all available means our territory.
Parliament must be careful.
Maisha Prime News, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Trusted, unbiased, authoritative. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Take away the noise.
We are here to inform and educate you on all that is happening around you.
The Fury. Hello and thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are. The fighting voices, the distortions, the color and the flashy effects. But most of all, you can take away the lights. The misrepresentation that seeks to pull us apart, and then you can finally find out what is actually happening. And when you find that, then you will find Maisha Prime News, trusted, unbiased, authoritative.
The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Welcome, you're watching Maisha Prime News. My name is Rita Chibet. A middle-aged woman from Uasin Gishu County is looking for justice after his stepsons evicted her residence in Mount Elgon View, Uasin Gishu County. According to Abimael Ngeny, this comes after her ailing husband lost his memory. The incident has left her homeless without food and clothing despite having a small child. Nerima Wekesa reports.
Elgon View in Uasin Gishu County. Here is where a middle-aged woman, Abimael Ngeny, used to call home, but things have changed. This is after her stepsons evicted her from her residence in Elgon View, Uasin Gishu County. According to Abimael Ngeny, this comes after her ailing husband lost his memory. The incident has left her homeless without food and clothing despite having a small child.
Tangu mzee wangu akuwe mgonjwa, vile
alikuwa mgonjwa. Vijana my stepsons wamekuwa wakikuja kunisumbua, wanatumia polisi wanakuja mpaka kwa nyumba yangu, wananifungia kwa kabati, mimi watoto wangu wakiona. Hakuna makosa nilifanya. Mzee yangu vile alikonjeka, ali lose memory. Sasa vile ali lose memory, vijana wakawa na furaha, my stepsons wakawa na furaha, na wakasema kuwa watafanya ila juhudi yoyote ku make sure wananiangamiza mimi na watoto.
She now says her life is in danger after she was threatened by her stepsons.
Yangu iko hatarini, sijui ni nini wananipangia baada ya hayo.
Abimael is blaming Langas police officers for their reluctance concerning the same, noting that her life is in danger due to threats from her stepsons.
Polisi walikuja jana, wakafika mahali mimi naishi, na sijui walijuaje mahali mimi naishi mpaka namba ya nyumba ambayo mimi ninaishi. Ninaona kuwa labda ninatrakiwa mahali niko. Walifika na wakasema wanatafuta kujua ni plot namba gani, plot namba ambayo penye mimi ninaishi, ndio waende walete warrant ya kunishika. Walisema kuwa wameamuriwa na Geoffrey Kipchirchir Chesimet na Hilary Kipchirchir Chesimet.
Human rights activists from Center Against Torture Kimtai Kirui has said the lady has recorded over 4 OBs but nothing has been done.
Huyu OCBD ndio anapeana instructions kwa sababu vijana wamecompromise to the core. So ndio anapeana instructions to junior officers waende kwa RC kwake. Ya kushangasha ni jana mama after kuhamishwa kwake about 2 weeks ago, polisi wamepata mpaka wakajua nyumba yenye naishi. Sasa adujui ni mbinu gani walitumia kujua penye yako, kama wana track ama whatever means wanatumia, atujui. Kwenda kufika kwake wakaambia yeye umedefault kwenda kotini for over 5 months, na tumekuja hapa tujue penye unaishi ndio tuende kotini tupate warrant ya kusearch kwako, but in the meantime we want to know vile nyumba yako imekaa ndio tupeleke hiyo report police in kotini. So we don't know penye polisi wanaruhusiwa kuja kutafuta nyumba penye mtu anaishi ndio aende kotini kutafuta search warrant ama warrant ya kuja kamata mtu, kwa sababu hiyo ni kitu ambaye haihusiani na polisi. Hiyo ni civil issue. Hiyo ni kitu mtu mwenyewe angeenda kotini a file a case in court, a civil suit, ndio koti aeleze koti what he wants from this lady, ndio koti itoe hizo orders, ama huyo mwenyewe aitwe aeleze kotini kama kuna anything ambaye ako nazo, aeleze koti ndio hizo orders itoke.
The Uasin Gishu County Police Commander Ayub Ali has said the matter is under investigation and has eyed members of the public complaining over conduct of the Langas Police Station OCPD to file their complaints.
Estates where she resides, she has reported some cases here behind about assault, and some have been investigated, some are in court. The most recent last Friday she did come here with an issue, and she booked OB. The case is still under investigation because it happens she fell sick and she did not follow her case. So now she has come back, she has the station, she's in the OCS office. Her case is going to be followed and justice will be dispensed. But I don't want to preempt about the case because it is under investigation. If at all she will be unsatisfied about the issue, there are several avenues she can follow. She can report to my office or she can follow any other office.
Abimael is now seeking for justice to see her return where she calls home. Nerima Wekesa for Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Thank you, Nerima Wekesa. And Meru MCAs have ended the tussle between them and Meru Governor Kawira Mungaza over the ward fund allocation and vowed to concentrate on their constitutional roles of oversight, legislation and representation. This comes after a meeting summoned by Controller of Budget Dr. Margaret Nyakongo on Friday, where the MCAs were informed that the ward fund is illegal. They were instead promised that they will have equitable distribution of ward development projects, which will be identified through the County Integrated Development Plan CIDP or Annual Development Plan ADP. The MCAs also say that they have ironed out the disputes between them and the Governor Mwangaza, and they are ready to work with the strict guidelines of the law.
Wanaongea na gavana. Kama kuna tai waki, wanaongea na gavana. Kama soko iko na uchafu, wanaongea na nani? Na gavana. Kama ni basari, wanaongea na nani? Na gavana. Kama hospitali ina dawa, wanaongea na nani? Na gavana. Kwa hivyo kutoka leo, hata ukienda hospitali usiku uone kuna shinda, tafadhali pigia gavana, ndiye mwenye kazi. Lakini watu wetu wajue na waelewe, gavana watatu amesema hakuna equalization fund. Yeye ndiye ataenda kutafuta project yeye mwenyewe, ndiye ataimplement, na kazi ya bunge itakuwa kukaa bunge na oversight kutoka mbu.
I want to say today is a new dawn in Meru County because our governor, Our Excellency Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, has stripped the MCAs the role of representation, and also has stripped the MCAs any role of advocating for development projects from our ones. Because this has been the bone of contention, the MCAs wanted to have to represent their people and take to the executive arm of the government to tell them exactly the development projects that should be done in our ones. But our governor said that she'll do it alone. She'll carry out all those development projects alone. She doesn't need anything from the MCAs. She'll do the identification of projects to be executed in our ones. She'll also implement and execute those projects. And we MCAs, we have gladly accepted our role. We pray our mandate as per the law. And from today, we want every Marian and all Kenyans to know that kindly don't call your MCA asking for any development project, but kindly from now henceforth, we don't have any power to dictate or ask for or lobby for any development project. So from today, call the governor, call the sub-county administrator, call the ward administrator, and we MCAs, we are very happy. Tumefurahia sana sababu lile jukumu tulikuwa nalo la kukuja kutetea watu wetu ndio wapate maendeleo. Sasa kutoka leo sisi hatuna hiyo nguvu, na tumesema ya kwamba kutoka leo sasa tuko tayari kufanya kazi ya bunge peke yake. Kwa hivyo tunaomba mheshimiwa gavana, tafadhali kama ni supplementary budget leta sisi tukupitishie. Ndio kesho, sababu sasa ni wakati wa mvua, ukienda pale mashinani ukiitishwa barabara sababu wewe ndio umebeba hiyo mzigo wote, usikaje kulaumu MCAs wa Meru ukisema ya kwamba hakuna supplementary ambayo wamekupitishia ama hawajakufanyia hiki ama kile. Kwa hivyo sisi tuko tayari, and we wish you all the best governor. All the best for the next 4 years.
Na wakati wameenda kwa control of budget siku ya Ijumaa, waliweza kuongea huko na wakashauriwa vile wanaweza endelea na kufanyia Wameru kazi na ile mikakati wanaweza fanya. Na pia jana nimeona MCAs wamekuwa na kikao na wakasema wao wameridhika na wale mashauri walipewa na wako tayari kufanya kazi yao. Ni vizuri kwamba katiba ya Kenya imepea kila kiongozi nafasi yake na ile kazi anapaswa afanye. Na kwa hivyo nashukuru sababu hayo mapatano wamefanya na wakaelewanwa, itafungua mambo mengi hapa Meru ndio mwananchi aweze kuendelea kufanywa kazi. Nimefurahia pia vile wamesema watasaidia governor kwa sheria pale bungeni ya Meru, kama ni budget, kama ni labda kupitishwa wale watu wangependa wapitishwe kufanya kazi naye. Niliona viongozi wamesema wako tayari kuungana naye ndio afanye kazi yake na wafanye kazi ya oversight, registration na pia representation. Kwa hivyo
she made a completely, control of budget made a completely wrong analogy of the Ward Development Fund. Ward Development Fund is a very important fund which the MCAs need to be involved in. Basically, it doesn't mean that they will be involved in running the fund. It is in identification of projects, what projects needs to be done in their wards. So when the controller of budget says the MCAs should not be involved at all, I think that is what makes them elected or re-elected, because of the identification of the projects which are to be done in the wards. And the same case would be for the MCAs. They will not run the projects will be run by the county government. But with the governor saying she is the one who is going to run it, I think she is falling into a trap, in the sense that the MCAs will give her the projects. The governor, if she fails to implement those projects, which have been given by the people through the help of the MCAs,
And the Kenya Society for Deaf Children has protested against an alleged plan by a private developer to grab part of their 30-acre parcel of land that belongs to the Pwani Secondary School for the Deaf in Kilifi County. The allegations emerged when the top society board officials, led by Francis Nganga, toured the school ahead of national exams, when the board found out the beacons had been moved.
Let the master of those beacon putters know they will not get away, and we want the government to punish them. They should be in jail by now, coming to interfere with the deaf children. We want the government to take note that the society will do all what it can to protect the interests of deaf children and all those disadvantaged children. It's the responsibility of the government and the Kenyans of goodwill to take care of those children who require to be taken care of.
And I want to tell you this, anybody in his right senses would not come here to interrupt the learning of deaf children, because they don't use their ears, they use their eyes and use their hands. Now when a stranger comes in, they stop doing anything else and trying to find out what is happening. They are feeling threatened, and we don't want our children threatened during the exam period. We are very disappointed that somebody can choose a time like now when the children are doing preparations for the KCSE. What does that person want? Cannot even mind about the deaf child? We are so disappointed. And that's why we are here to say, as a team of these people, we are definitely very, very disappointed. And we want to see this stop.
We are warning corrupt people in this country to go and interfere with the heavens or the space in the air, but not to interfere with Kenya Society for Deaf Children's schools on which deaf children are learning. We are committed as a society to even work with the government to put up a university for the deaf children. That building you see over there is where some of our teachers are supposed to sleep to take care of the children. They have been chased in the night and the children are staying here alone. It's a danger. And we want our children to be properly taken care of. I think we are very serious and we are disappointed by the behavior of whoever thought can access this land. Tell him to go to hell and forget about that.
We are getting some interferences in this school when the children are preparing for their exams. And the principal has just told us that there has been a lot of interference. These are deaf children, and these deaf children are not able to concentrate in their studies while there is interference outside their classrooms. These children have a disability, but they can use their eyes and see these are not friendly people.
You see, the other acreage, we have allotment letter. We want the title deed to be processed quickly, but on the land we are studying on the Pwani Secondary School, is 18 acres whose title is in our possession. And therefore we get mad to see some crazy people moving around, putting beacons. They will not come in here.
All right, folks, let's just take a quick commercial break. Remember, our education segment in My Hustle, My Story will be coming up.
Hii ni stesheni iliyochaguliwa kuwa bora zaidi na kupewa ushindi wa kuza na kitengo cha mawasiliano cha serikali.
And the winner is Maisha TV.
Maisha TV. Stesheni inayokuwa kwa kasi. Stesheni inayokujali mtazamaji.
You can trust the award-winning TV station.
Stesheni inayojali mwananchi wa Kenya.
Biashara imeanza kudidimia sana, unapata customer wanalia.
Stesheni inayotoa mafunzo, maelezo na taarifa kwa kina zaidi.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television,
Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News.
Maisha Prime. For Maisha Prime.
For Maisha Prime Education Segment.
For Maisha Prime News.
Hii ni runinga ya Maisha.
Marker, take 3.
We are here to make your day. This is Maisha TV. Of course, the fastest growing TV station and the award-winning channel you can't miss out on educating, entertaining and informative shows. Women Talk, The Drift, Love Honse, S Sample, Sos Mi Vida, Masomo News Live, Prime News, Maisha Kids, MTV Summons, music shows, politics, leadership and governance and many more. It's all here. On StarTimes we are on channel 108, GOTV 808 and all free-to-air decoders. Social media too as Maisha Television Kenya. You know what? Just choose it, watch it and love it. This is the place where it all happened. The stories that continue to change our country.
And at present, we have got one student who is now at a BBC World Service working.
These are the faces we see.
Business studies.
Is Madam Susi Masaba.
Walter Usolo, Shem Milembo.
The voices we hear.
Glad you're tuned in. You're still tuned in to Maisha TV. Now every day here on Maisha Prime News, we air feature from different schools across the country
that have revolutionized societies through education. This is who we are. One channel, one bulletin, Masomo News Live. Join us every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. for Masomo News Live, exclusive to Maisha TV. Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
The classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming. Coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you about the No.
The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime Talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life,
wazazi wameweza kuwapa uhuru watoto wao na ndiposa,
and local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it. Maisha TV, your entertainment TV. Getting correct content from TV has never been easier for many viewers. But with Maisha TV, we make it simple and accessible to access information. Education and entertainment at a button press on your remote control. And with our multimedia cool integration, you will never suffer again with low-level broadcasts around. We are professionally designed to work well on your TV screen. So now, let's get it on. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with Maisha Prime News. And as usual, in our third segment, we kick off with our education segment. Our education journey takes us to Saboti constituency of Trans Nzoia County to an iconic secondary school situated along Kitale Eldoret Highway. This is Top Station Secondary School, a school named after a Top Station railway station which donated land for the construction of the current academic giant in the region.
My name is Martin Wafula, Senior Principal, St. Michael's Top Station. I've been a principal for now 13 years. My first station as principal was Anderson High School in Endebess. I reported here in 2020 due to the ongoing nationalization program. I want to say St. Michael's Top Station is a sub-county school, one of the best performing sub-county schools in Trans Nzoia County and specifically Saboti sub-county. A few achievements that I've realized while I was here is 100% transition. We are admitting all students, giving all students an opportunity to be in school. We have also managed our completion rates. Now they are above 90%. Our programs, our academic clinics, and our board of management are on top of everything, that we are able to keep our students in school until they complete Form 4.
The school is the pride of the society as it has produced bright minds in different fields, which has contributed to the developments of the region.
We also managed to take quite a number of students to the university. Last year we took 25 and we are hoping to increase the number this year. Being a sub-county school, which is mixed and day, we have our own challenges like school fees, absenteeism, and other challenges which are facing other schools. But because we have a very robust guidance and counseling program in school, and our chaplaincy, being the school being sponsored by the Roman Catholic Church, our chaplaincy is also so strong to such an extent that they are able to guide our boys and girls very well to be in school and remain positive in their academics.
Top Station Secondary School has entered into books of history due to its physical appearance in terms of good environment for learning and the infrastructure.
In terms of infrastructure, we are trying, and I want to single out our area member of parliament, Mheshimiwa Kaleb Amisi, who has continued to support our infrastructure programs. Specifically the administration block, which is now the face of the school. It was fully funded by the NGCDF supporting, and at the moment we are putting up another storied building of 10 classrooms. That project is being sponsored by the Ministry of Education and CDF as well. In terms of co-curricular, we are also doing very well, despite some interruptions due to COVID-19. And we are hoping come next year, we shall pick up in all the sectors, because we know we have to nurture talents as well to make students happy while they are in school. Currently, we are the champions in our sub-county in football, boys. And that does not mean we are not promoting other sectors of co-curricular. Among the challenges which we have limited piece of land. Our school is on a 7-acre piece of land, and given the population of around 900 students, we do not have enough playing fields. And as we prepare to welcome the CPC program, which is learner-centered, we need more land for more facilities in school. We are talking to our neighbors who are KEFIs as part of their corporate social responsibility, and we are looking forward that they will respond positively to our request that we can expand our land so that we can have more physical facilities and more playing fields to enable the school curriculum to move on smoothly.
With robust teaching staff, the school is aiming to outshine the long-term non-top education performance in Trans Nzoia County in the coming KCSE examinations set to commence in December.
I want to say I'm leading a very strong and robust teaching team of 40 teachers, because our school is 4-streamed. We have 25 TSC teachers, and we work as a team. Teamwork is very strong here, and that's why we are able to manage the type of performance we post. Our students are also very proud of their school. Very proud of their school. They are very patriotic, and they are disciplined, obedient to authority. I want to appeal to our Form 4s because they are our flag bearers this year. Teachers have worked very hard and they continue to do the final touches here and there. I want to appeal to them to remain disciplined and focused so that they can post good results which can now market our school and encourage other students who are behind them to also follow suit. I want to thank our parents for supporting the school programs always and appeal to them to continue supporting the school financially and also morally. Parenting is very key. Given that we are a day school, we rely on our parents for the formation of character and other programs which are outside school working hours. So as our parents, remain close to your sons and daughters. You prepare them to come to school ready to be taught.
For Maisha Prime Education segment, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Chebet Kering. Thank you for that there. And now let me usher in Antonio Sundwa with My Hustle, My Story.
Yes, welcome to My Hustle, My Story. Remember, we're watching Maisha Television Kenya. My name is Antonio Sundwa. My Hustle, My Story, you can always follow us on Facebook and YouTube. That is Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE. Today, we are talking about the world of beauty. Remember, it is always beautifulness that makes us to be seen day by day. Ricky.
Yes.
Ujambo kaka.
Sijambo.
Uko mzima sivyo?
Niko mzima kabisa.
Ricky, kidogo tueleze nini haswa ikafanya ukavenja into hii biashara na labda ukaacha biashara zingine?
Upande wangu niliona nikiweza kufanya hii upande wa urembo, niliona wanadada wanapenda sana. Na nikavutiwa sana, nikasema nikipambana na hii urembo naweza jinufaisha kidogo kimapato na kujiendelesha kimaisha. Yes.
Labda kwa faida ya mtazamaji wetu unapoangalia, utueleze biashara yako iko located wapi na labda ni services gani ambazo unapeana?
Biashara yangu tunapatikana kwa County Market, ama watu wanaijua kama soko ya Mawapa Kakamega. Ukitokea Lurambi iko opposite supermarket inaitwa Mama Watoto. Ukiwa hapo ukiuliza tu County Market unapatikana, unaingia hapo.
Naam, biashara hujatueleza zile services ambazo unapeana, labda away from kutengeneza nails, kuna service yoyote nyingine?
Okay, at Ricky Nails tunaoffer services mingi. Kuna manicure na pedicure, kuna facial, bridal, gel application, stick-ons, tuna builder gel, tunaongeza pia ear piercing tunafanya. Na zinginezo.
Labda kama biashara zingine, kuna biashara mingi tu ambazo ukuwa na changamoto. Labda wewe kama Ricky pamoja na kampani yako ya Ricky Nails, kuna changamoto yoyote ambayo unapitia aswa?
Changamoto iko, unaweza pata umekuja kuitishwa license, maybe hiyo time biashara ziko chini. License unajua ni pesa mingi kama unavyojua ndugu yangu. Unapata wamekuja anza kukusumbua, wanataka pesa license na biashara ziko doma liko chini. Ama unapata time fulani unapata stem imepotea, inachukua muda nilifanye niweze kurudi na tuko town.
Naam.
Naam.
Mbali na hilo swala la stima na license, labda economy vile imekuwa haiko stable sana, labda kivyako umekuwa unasumbuliwa pia na hilo swala la economy, ama wewe customers wamekuwa wanakuja na umekuwa unafanya biashara yako vizuri?
Ndio, hapo haswa sana hapo upande wa economy biashara imeweza kudidimia sana. Unapata customer wanalia, hawana pesa wanakuja wanasema niko na pesa fulani. Na kama mimi hustler naumia kimapato, lakini ukienda vifaa ambazo tunazitumia ziko kwa bei ya juu.
Ungepewa dakika moja uombe serikali ya kaunti ama serikali kuu ikusaidie na kitu, ombi lako kwa serikali ya kaunti ama serikali kuu ingekuwa nini?
Ombi yangu kwa serikali kuu ya Kakamega, ningeweza tu kuambia waweze kusaidia upande wa stima. Ikiweza kupotea, hii ni town kubwa ambayo inajulikana, stima isiwe inapotea, town inapotea kwa muda mrefu, hapana.
Naam.
Yeah.
Naam. Kuna wanabiashara wengi tu ama vile vile kuna youths wengi tu ambao labda wanayumba katika biashara ama labda hawajapata ile nafasi ya kujihusisha na biashara tofauti. Labda ushauri wako kwa youths wenzako ama kwa wanabiashara wenzako ingekuwa nini?
Mimi ningeweza kuwahimiza tu wanabiashara ama wale vijana wenzangu ambao hawana kazi. Hii biashara, usichague biashara. Biashara ni biashara tu. Wewe ni mlimaji, unafanya kazi ipi, hiyo ni biashara. Usiweze kupagua biashara.
Naam.
Mimi ningekuwa nimepagua biashara, nataka ile kazi ya kuandikwa, singekuwa niko mahali ambapo nilipo sasa hivi. Yeah.
Naam, biashara ni biashara, kazi ni kazi. This is my hustle, my story. My name is Anthony Osundwa. Keep watching Maisha TV.
Right, folks, that segment, My Hustle, My Story, brings us to the end of the authoritative, bold, and incisive bulletin that is Maisha Prime News. Continue tuning into Maisha TV for more comprehensive, educative, and also entertaining programs. My name is Rida Kiring Chebet. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.